Hi fellas, today we are starting from Zimbabwe. They have got a crazy law. The president has just signed into law, a very crazy one. Now for you to listen to the radio, you now must pay a tax. You must pay a license. That is crazy. Let's check it out. Yo guys, welcome again back to my YouTube channel. Today there's a crazy law we are talking about in Zimbabwe. You know, in Zimbabwe the president signed into law a crazy law, a bad law, a law that people are calling out.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa, you have signed the radio license bill.
There are so many taxes that have been passed in different countries and in countries, even in Zimbabwe as alike. But this one is messing people. You know what? The president just signed into law a radio law. Now the government claimed that this money must be collected to finance the national broadcaster, the National Broadcasting Service. Now, yet so many people say they don't even listen to these radios now. The national broadcaster is supposed to be sponsored by the people who own cars. If you own a car now, you're supposed to be sponsoring the radio broadcaster. By all means, you must now be forced to listen to it. You know, nations monopolize radio broadcasters or broadcasting services or corporations. They always monopolize it. The government will sponsor that and make sure that it is not independently running. And therefore, if you own a car now, before you pay for your insurance, you must first pay for that. And now, for you to get an insurance, you must first pay for that. When you pay that, then you come here, you get your insurance now. The people are shouting over it. The people are not happy over it. And remember, in Zimbabwe, there are about 1.2 million cars registered, and of that number, about 850, according to the state broadcasting service, pays insurance. So that means they are targeting about 850 something cars to pay for this insurance. Now they look for getting this money within a year. You pay it once a year annually. Now some of these taxes always push the countries goes into a mode of agitation against the government by the citizen. Now that has happened in Kenya last year, where the president of the government was putting in more and more taxes, and the Gen Zs jumped on the street to push over against it. The government put it over, and they were calling for a president in power, William Ruto, to take off himself, get out of the office. What the president did, he came out and fired everybody except himself. Now in Zimbabwe, the people are protesting online because there is literally no right to protest on the street. You can't be allowed to protest on the street. Now, Zimbabwe is not a very rich country. Zimbabwe is one of the struggling countries in the region, not just in the region, but in the world. Struggling, literally has got no currency. No single currency running the country. They sometimes run within Zimbabwe currency, as dollar unusually. And even this law right now, it's been said must be paid $92 in the dollar, not in Zimbabwean currency. That's how dire the situation is. You can now translate the money in your currency, what it is and how much it is. You have to pay it once, but it is paining and disturbing because the people are struggling. People are struggling. People are struggling at all corners. People cannot provide in their houses. People cannot pay school fee, cannot afford food, cannot afford all these other serious things in the country. Now you are coming up with this law. It is a mess, messing people. The current people are running out and getting to terms with the death of over 10 people on the road, where the government, the president, has just declared a state of emergency in the country, where about 12 people died on road accident. People are calling in, why can't you pass into the law? Why, people wanting to pass the road accident fund fast. This is a mess. It's messing the people in the country. Now some of these are the loopholes we find in with our leaders that takes on our countries. We don't understand whether they have people at heart or people's thoughts at heart. What type of leadership is this? People are questioning. It is not right in Zimbabwe. My name is David Becky, Ediao David. I'm so happy, and this is Let's Talk Africa, where we sit. Now, I hope you are well. Consider to subscribe and share this video. Thank you so much. Until again, we make the next one.